California has more manufacturers in the state than any in the country, and they are seeing the impact of the president's tariffs. Earlier this week, I spoke with the president of the California Manufacturers and Technology Association. Here's part of our conversation. So Lance, actually last time we spoke was about a year ago when President Donald Trump laid out these tariffs, and it's been on again, off again, and then now the court has weighed in that he can't really do these, but he still is saying he wants to do them anyway. Just what's it been like for manufacturers in this state?
Well, for the past year, it's been very destabilizing. We rely on certainty to make decisions. We're heavily and capital intensive. We can't make financial decisions in a 60-day time frame. We need 5 years and 10-year windows, and we haven't had that for the last year. And it's been a kind of a whipsaw because a lot of our supply chains are international, some are domestic, but tariffs really have the effect of destabilizing that discussion. And for the manufacturing sector, I think we've been hit pretty hard.
Are there any industries specifically at the top of your mind that have been hit the hardest or that are really feeling this?
I would say within the manufacturing sector, aerospace and technology, because so many of our supply chain and value chain components come from elsewhere, including our friends in Mexico and Canada. So it's just that predictability and the cost driver in a state that affordability is a really big issue. We're actually raising costs on California manufacturers.
I mean, on affordability, if so much is being made here, if California has the most manufacturers in the country, I mean, what is contributing to the cost of making things?
Yeah, a lot of it for us is the input of energy, for one. California has 200% of the average of the nation in energy costs. That's really hard to be competitive, particularly with our neighbors in Oregon, Nevada, and Arizona. It's very difficult, but it's a great state. We have 40 million people. We have some of the greatest universities in the world here. The workforce is incredible, and just that California spirit is really what drives manufacturing, but we're doing it at an added cost that I think is necessary.
And the tariffs on top of that, I mean, even though they're meant to encourage production in this country, are they not helping? Do they help?
Yeah, well, since COVID, we've actually had a national discussion about reshoring jobs and manufacturing to the United States. That's fantastic. It's great for us in California, but it's great for the country. And as we do that, though, there's some natural processes that take place, particularly that capital investment I was talking about. Tariffs tend to interrupt and provide either a break to the system, but we need to have a conversation that says, who are our trading partners? Why are they so important to us? And let's trade with them, and let's do things on an open and fair playing field so that we can export too. Tariffs tend to be thought of as things are coming into the country. What about the great American exports that we're trying to share with the rest of the world?
You mentioned the added cost of doing business in California. What do you need state lawmakers and the governor to do to help in this situation?
Well, we've got a couple of things. The first is everyone's talking about manufacturing. So great job for everybody. The legislature, the governor, all of the administrative bodies, they're all talking about manufacturing because we all realize how important it is, not only to the state's economy, but the good paying jobs that are in our sector. So that part, check, we're doing a really good job. The next part, though, is having those actions follow up with it. California is a bad example in this case of one of 38 states that do not have a broad manufacturer's investment credit on the books to support manufacturing. And simply stated, if you buy $1 million piece of equipment to expand your operations, it'd be a tax credit roughly equivalent to $100,000. 38 other states do that already, and another 6 states don't even charge a sales tax at all. So California is an outlier in supporting manufacturing here in a partnership with the government. We're not making an ask for a handout. We're just saying, treat us like the other manufacturers in the country. That by itself would be a huge infusion of energy and attention to manufacturing. And the second would be, we really have to get a handle on energy costs in the state. There's no reason why the California average is twice the national average.